Everybody come on through. Listen, you all are tuning in to iShine Podcast. I'm your host, Angela A. Love Lewis, and I'm super excited because y'all know we got royalty up in the house today, baby. She up in here doing her thing. Miss Toi Cheri. Toi, how are you?
I am good this evening. How are you?
Phenomenal. I have been waiting for a moment to be able to have the opportunity to chat with you about what you have going on. For those who don't know, I need you all to make sure that you go ahead and share this broadcast out, get it into the inboxes, messenger, on their pages, wherever you need to, reach out and tag somebody, because we're talking about beautiful Black women in business, who are out here doing things, making moves, making things happen. And I think it's very powerful and important to have these type of conversations, because you need to know that people out here making boss moves, doing big things. And sometimes you want to ask, how did that come about? What made her do this? How was she able to do this? And so Toi is going to be able to share some of that with you, but I want y'all to make sure that you share out the broadcast, right?
Yes.
Come on in and say hello so we can make sure we get people in here so that they can hear what Miss Toi is talking about. But before we do, I wanted to kind of read your bio because I want to kind of give people a little background. Okay. So Indigoz Shoes out of Atlanta, Georgia, was birthed by Toi Cheri, a graduate of Marymount University with a degree in fashion merchandising. She began developing her unique skills by personally producing and coordinating fashion shows for her exit exam at the university. Upon obtaining her degree, she entered into a much coveted internship with Carl Brown, who was part owner of FUBU. Now listen, y'all, you already see she done started out the gate, because bottom line, how many people get those types of opportunities? Like, that is like a once in a lifetime. So even before I go further, Toi, let's pause and put a thing right there, because how were you able to make that happen?
Okay, so at the time, I was going to school in Virginia. I am from the DMV. And if anyone doesn't know what that means DC, Maryland, and Virginia. Mm-hmm. And if you live there, I say I'm from the DMV because I've lived in Maryland and DC and Virginia at some point. Carl actually resides in Maryland, and I was introduced to him, and kind of told him, what my degree was, what my passion was. He took me under his wing, and he showed me the ropes. I'm very blessed, definitely, with that introduction, with being able to work with him, because they started FUBU from the ground, up. And I got a chance to travel to New York with him and actually see a house that they came up with in Queens. Yeah, that they came up with the whole FUBU idea, and where they ran the company out of for a while. So it was definitely
that's impressive, because it gives you a background look at the start of things, because sometimes we kind of look at the glory and the story and you think like, oh my God, and then you get to look at humble beginnings sometimes, to really understand, like, this is where y'all started out at, this is what you did, and y'all have created this. Unless you know that genius can form anywhere. It doesn't have to be in, with silver spoons in your mouth. Sometimes you are positioned to uniquely tap into gifts, and when opportunities present themselves, be ready, which for you were.
Yes.
Beautiful. I love it. So let me read a little bit more. So as Toi began developing her career, she observed there was an obvious void in the shoe industry when it came to intertwining style and maximum comfort. So I know we can all attest to that, because you can get some beautiful shoes that will kill your feet and you're just like, I love them, but it's a problem. So that right there, definitely another key thing is seeing a void and providing a solution for the problem. Okay, so This led her to discover her passion for promoting healthy foot care and desire to transform the shoe industry. Her astounding creativity mixed with her experience has also led her to develop a special made, insole that is inserted in every shoe from Indigoz. So that just lets you guys know that style and comfort has met its match through Miss Toy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is and is currently pending a patent. So that's amazing to be able to take what you do and do it to this level. So I'm gonna stop right there, Toy, and kind of because we'll come back to some more. But I want you to kind of, even as we're talking about you graduating, having the amazing internship, seeing a void, what really makes Toi Cheri the woman who was able to do that?
I definitely can say it is how I was raised,
Mm-hmm.
and the tribe that I had around me, growing up. I am a product of a single family home. It was just me and my mother. My mother did 15 years in the army, and she never left me. She took me everywhere that she went. I was actually born in Heidelberg, Germany. And she did 2 tours in Germany. She did, I lived in Izmir, Turkey. I lived in Texas. I lived a couple of places. And to see my mom be a strong, independent woman and to raise me by herself, that just that type of how can influence and ingredients being put into me growing up, it made me realize that I was capable of doing anything that I wanted to do in life, and that if I wanted to accomplish something, I had to work hard at it. It was not going to come easily to me. And she taught me how to be independent. I was actually a latchkey kid. I learned how to cook at the age of 10. I was cleaning, of course, being a part of a military lifestyle and family. I was cleaning at an early age, and it taught me a lot of discipline. And being in the military system, the DoD system, as far as education, they teach you a lot of independence and a lot of skills that you definitely need as an adult,
Mm-hmm.
and structure. The main thing for me was the structure of everything. So while a lot of people may be thinking blah blah, all over the place, me, I'm very like structure, honed in on something. If
Mm-hmm.
I have my mind to do something, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to get all the knowledge and the information that I need to execute it to the fullest or to the best of my ability, because I don't want to just put out anything.
See, and that is such an important thing to learn because I know for a lot of people growing up, they have been latchkey kids, but it seems to be different latchkey in the States compared to being latchkey overseas out of the out of the country. And so to have those experiences, how would you say growing up in Germany and Turkey and just having the experience of your mom being in the military has transitioned, because I see that it's giving you the focus and the determination and all of that. But do you think it would have been different had you had that upbringing here in the States?
Honestly, I'm not sure, because um I know, well, I got introduced to different cultures, and
Mm-hmm.
it made me think on a outside of the box kind of level of thinking. I wasn't narrow minded to everything.
Right.
Like, so yes, um, I think it would have been different if I was raised over here, because I'm sure I probably wouldn't have been so as open and accepting to certain things that
Mm-hmm.
I see a lot of people who, are just raised here. They're very closed in and very like routine and very in their box. And I know people who live in New York who've never left their borough. And I'm like, how is that? You know, being a
Yeah.
military child, and I move around a lot. Like, get on the train, go from
Mhm.
Brooklyn to Manhattan, go, you know, to
Right, right.
like, how can you have never left Brooklyn and you have, you know, your metro system here? So absolutely. I do believe me being raised overseas and being around different cultures, it definitely has a big, it shaped me to who I
Right.
am, because I can go into a room and be very comfortable and communicate with different types of people, different walks of life, and
Mhm.
you know, and I feel comfortable. I don't feel intimidated or anything like that. So I do believe if I was raised just mainly here, I probably would have been a little bit more closed-minded to things. So yeah, that's
And
probably definitely the difference.
that's what I was getting ready to say. I think just, for a lot of times, it seems to me that people who are out of the country have different exposures to the cultures of things. Whereas here, we're very segmented. And where we go and what we doing, like you say, people who may grow up in certain areas, like you think of New York, and everybody's like, "Oh my God!" But if you've only grew up in Queens or the Bronx or whatever, and you've never been outside of there, then you still have a limited experience. Same
Mhm.
thing for people who grow up in Georgia, or say I lived in Chattanooga for years, and so for a lot of people, they may feel like, oh, we're going out of town and you want to come to Atlanta. It's only an hour and a half drive. So for us living here, an hour and a half is really nothing, because that's just about everywhere we go to
Yeah,
some places, Metro Atlanta.
yeah,
So it's the perspective of just the cultures and the exposure that I think really helps to broaden your mind and really kind of tap into their creativity. Because, of course, when you're there, you're seeing different styles, you're
mhm.
seeing different things that help you. So were you always creative as a child, wanting to
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, because just um, living overseas and especially in Turkey, we had no television. We
oh, okay.
lived, yeah, we lived there for close to 4 years. And I mean, we did, there was no military base. We actually live amongst the Turkish culture. And we, in order to have our fun, we leaned on, I remember me and my friends coming up with dance routines, just music. I learned how to play the clarinet and bass clarinet. I loved drawing. I loved, being outside, and just, we had to think of different ways to entertain ourselves because
Mm-hmm.
we didn't have television. So definitely it made me more creative in my mind. It made me, and plus I was the only child. So, I had to, yeah.
Right,
Well, with my mom, I'm the only child, but,
right.
so I had to come up with different things and different ways to entertain myself. Definitely.
Okay. So I'm gonna read this piece that you have in your bio. As creator and owner of Indigo Shoes, Toi Cheri is not just selling shoes. She's a shoe designer in the true sense of the word, and creating the vision from beginning to end. That speaks a lot, because I don't think people even understand. So can you give us a little breakdown about what it means to actually start that process? Because we just kind of go and see shoes we like, and we just like, yes, let me get that pair, let me get that cute pair over there. But it's more to it.
It's more to it. I mean, there are people who, and let me just put this on the record. There are people who actually buy shoes wholesale
Mm-hmm.
and slap their brand name on it. But
Mm-hmm.
with me being the designer of my shoe line, I'm actually sketching out shoes, and I'm actually picking out the different materials that we're using. Like, for an example, with this sneaker right here, this is a particular type of leather. It's called the tobacco leather, and it's made in Spain. And I got the swatches, and I did a lot of FaceTime with my manufacturer, and we came up with this type of leather. And it's a unique type of leather because you only can get it in Spain, you know.
Mm.
So it's definitely you come up with, for me, how I do it, I come up with a vision. I come up with what type of style I want to produce. And then I start drawing and sketching. And then the materials, you come up with the materials you want to use. You come up with type of shoestring you want to use with the leather that you're using.
Mhm.
We also have the indigo bottom. I don't know if you've seen that, but we have the indigo
Yes.
bottom. So we come up with the type of leather and what is this? Plastic. It's not like a plastic, but it's like a kind of durable rubber, not plastic, but rubber that we want to use on the bottom. And so when you are actually designing the shoe, it's more work that goes into uh, putting the shoe together than to just buy it wholesale and putting your name on it.
And see, that is such a great thing to talk about, because I think for a lot of people, like you say, society has made it so simple for a lot of people, like you said, to white label things. So you just go find somebody whose products you like, you put your brand on there, and boom, it's out there, it's already done. And you don't really have the creative control or the say so in things, just kind of, repurposing somebody else's stuff. Well, the fact that you've been able to design. So what made you come up with the indigo bottom?
I wanted to do something different. I wanted to put a flavor on my shoe. I wanted something to surprise my customer with when they
Mhm.
purchased the shoe. Now, when I first started the brand, we were marketing the purple bottom, but now as time has gone on, I've kind of made it a surprise to my customer that when you purchase my shoe and you flip your shoe over, you're like, oh my God, a purple bottom. I wanted everyone to feel like royalty in my shoes. So not only
Mm.
are you are you looking stylish and feeling comfortable, feeling the maximum comfort that we offer in our insoles, you also feel like royalty with the purple bottom. I mean, why not? You have red bottoms, why not purple bottoms,
Absolutely. Somebody just said
Yes.
nice touch, bomb branding.
Thank
Absolutely.
you.
It's about branding, because when you think about coming out with something that is uniquely you in a
Mhm.
market where, like you said, there are red bottoms, there are all kind of shoe brands, you have to be able to stand out in a crowded market. And
Yeah,
so having that purple bottom is something that can really not only stand you out, but then they put their feet in the shoes and they find that they're comfortable on top of it. Because a lot of people who have red bottoms understand that they're more for show than they are for wear, because
absolutely.
they're not comfortable.
No, absolutely. And that was very important for me with coming up with this shoe line, is that I wanted to create something that had substance. I wanted to create something that was durable. I wanted to create something that was out of the box. Yes, there are a lot of some shoe brands that offer comfort in their shoes, but their shoes are not stylish. They're kind of
Mm.
basic. So I wanted to create a brand that we could create, something as funky as this, and it be very comfortable, and you're still wearing a heel, you still have a heel, and you look good, you look stylish in it. And also, I did with the million jobs that I've had. I worked in the medical field for a little bit, and
Mhm.
to know that, to learn that all of your nerve endings in at your feet.
Mm.
And so, it's very important for us to, I know a lot of people are coming out with these like skin, skin lines and skin brands
Mhm.
and stencils.
Mhm.
That's awesome. Don't get me wrong, but it's more to our bodies as well. I mean, especially like for people who are dealing with diabetes.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing they want to do is start cutting away at your feet.
Right.
When a person is diagnosed with diabetes, my mother, and my father, both diagnosed with diabetes. They both have to take special care of their feet. It's very
Mm-hmm.
important. So for me, I wanted to create something where, we're not only providing style, but we're also providing and pushing healthy foot care, because it does a lot of damage to our feet when we wear shoes that are not good for our feet. Even,
Yeah.
with the heels, when we wear the heels, yeah, they may look beautiful, they may look cute, but after a while, your feet are hurting. And
Mm-hmm.
then in the long run, you're doing a lot of damage to your feet. So it was very important for me to, come up with something that could actually add to the foot industry. And with our specialty insoles, we have the insoles, and then we also have an arch booster in the shoes
Mm.
as well for those people who have troubles with their arch in their foot. So yeah.
Oh, that's it. And you know what, Toy, what I love about what you're doing is not only putting something together that for women, we love to wear shoes. And, even some men, they love, what's on their feet. But at the same time, understanding that you're knowledgeable about, the issues that people have with their feet. I see, I believe Kelly said yes, because they're killing us. And she said, I'm late to the live. How can I see more? I cannot wear heels anymore. My feet issues are real. And that's just the reality of things, that a lot of people experience, because bottom line, when you're younger, you want to wear these, 6-inch heels, and you want to be cute, and you want to tip and do all these things. But like you said, as you start getting older, you start developing circulation issues, you start having, diabetes or other things.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can't, for whatever reason, wear those heels, but
Those
you still want to
heels.
be cute, but you still,
Right.
you still want to look good and stylish.
Right. And that's the thing. We wanted to provide something where, because our target market is from 25 to the age of 65 and above. And
Mm-hmm.
we wanted to create, like, with the heels, we want you to still be able to wear your heels, but you be comfortable in them, and you still have the support that you need for your feet. So, for those people who feel like they can't wear heels anymore, you can shop my brand and still be able to wear heels, because we do start at a 3-inch heel, and we do go up in heels, for people who want to have a higher heel. And then we also have our flats that we're going to introduce later on in the year. But yeah, so definitely we want to, push the issue of you're able to still wear the shoes that you love and enjoy, but now you have support, you have healthy support for your feet. So that's definitely one of the problems that my business solves, and that we're pushing hard, is that not only are they stylish, but they're comfortable, and we're pushing
Mm-hmm.
healthy foot care.
That's awesome. And you know what? Because again, a lot of times you have to be very careful in who you do business with, because people aren't always concerned about the health issues and the healthiness of it. It's just like, a hairstylist, sometimes, they want you to look good, but they're snatching out all your edges and all these things because they're not concerned about healthy hair. So
No.
you really have to, really start. And that's one of the things for us, as consumers, really start supporting people who are not just interested in getting your money, but also want to make sure that when they get your money, you're also able to enjoy what you purchased. You're also knowing that it took some time behind getting your product. It wasn't just slapped together and boom, here you go.
No.
It was some thought behind, all the things that can impact you. And I see Kelly say, hers was arthritis. So those are real issues that create problems. So too, I'm gonna go back to your bio and read the last piece, because they said, when asked what has been the driving force to develop your own shoe line, you said working to develop visual merchandising for Forever 21, Victoria's Secret, and facilitate a show for Drunken Monkey, affording me the opportunity to learn about the fashion industry with men and women's love for shoes. So let's talk about the skill sets and things that you develop, because I think for a lot of people, we don't understand that as you're working at places, and it may not necessarily be what your passion is, but how you learn from where you are to incorporate it into what your dream is.
Right. Now, remember, I told you at the beginning of our conversation that when I set my mind on doing something, I hone in on it and I want to give 100% or better. How I do these things is I immerse myself into that industry and I learn, I become a sponge, and so I was afforded to do visual merchandising for Forever 21 and opening up my own store in Wheaton, Maryland for Forever 21. I was the head visual merchandiser for that. I worked at the Victoria's Secrets in New York, the Herald Square, their flagship store. If you ever go to New York, I advise everyone to visit that store. It's in Herald Square, right across, like I think, cattle corner to the big Macy's in Manhattan. And it's about, I want to say about 3 stories high. Amazing Victoria's Secrets. I worked there and developed more skilling there. And then, I also, I didn't put in the bio, but I also worked for Nordstrom's here in Atlanta in the Perimeter Mall, and actually graduated their F&L program, their feature Nordstrom Leader program, which what that program is, it's almost like going back to college. What they do is they kind of shape you and educate you and learn you on becoming a manager for Nordstrom's and working your way up to doing other things with them. And I did visual merchandising for them as well. And then as far as Drunken Monkey was Carl Brown from FUBU, was his independent line that he did that I helped him put on his fashion show and stuff like that. So with doing all these things, as you can see, I immersed myself into the retail industry, into the fashion industry, because I wanted to understand every aspect of it, from customer service, from sales, from products, from just the ins and outs of the retail industry and fashion industry. So what better way to do that than to get hands-on skills and hands-on knowledge of learning these things while working in it. It was very important for me to do. It was, 10 long years in the retail industry. But
hey, people know that's a hard work.
Yeah.
That's hard work being in retail.
Yeah, it was definitely well worth it because of what God is blessing me with right now, what to do, how I'm able to have income through this. Now, mind you, I would do if all my bills were paid and I didn't have to worry about gas and this and that, I would actually do this for free, because it's when you're a designer and you design something and it's actually made, it's so much pleasure in seeing your creation come to life, to where I have a love for this. I have a passion for it. And if I could just do it for free, and I'm a people person, so I love helping, so I would love to just design and get, my product on people and help people and not even make any money from it, because I get I get more satisfaction out of seeing people smile, out of seeing people with my shoes on and feeling good in them, and feeling
Mm-hmm.
stylish and
With that confidence, honey,
them.
confident.
You
Yes, exactly.
yeah, so that's what I get. Like I said, the money does help, but that's not what I'm doing it for. I'm not doing it for that. I'm actually doing it to get stylish, comfortable shoes on people. And then also, I've just designed an all-weather shoe that we will be donating across the globe, in Africa, in Asia, in the Latin world, is in the Latin America as well. There's still people in 2022 that are walking around with no shoes on their feet.
Mm.
And it hurts my heart.
Unbelievable. I was gonna say unbelievable,
It
but
hurts my heart.
reality.
How we complain about certain things, and how we have to have the latest things on our feet, but there's still people that are walking around to this day that have no shoes on their feet, that are susceptible to bug bites, to diseases, to just harsh weather. And
Yeah.
so we're going to actually donate these shoes to the different villages in these different countries, I'm just trying to do my part while I'm, here on this earth. So
Now see, I'm gonna go back up to a few of the comments. I know Kelly had a few different things. And Kelly, we appreciate you tuning in to the show. She said she was a former Forever 21 merchandiser as well. And she said she understands very high volume stores that you're speaking of. So you're a phenomenal lady. And she said retail is the real reason why her feet are tore, because she was in it for 20 plus years. Then I see that Tanya Bird came on, and Tanya said, I love your shoe designs, very creative and very talented young lady. So thank you for you all for the comments and things.
yes.
And what Toy I really like about you is just the heart that you have. Not only are you getting in to really understand the benefits and the health aspects, but you're also looking at it across the board with, how to give back, how to, really help other underprivileged areas of the country where people, like you say, don't have shoes. And it's not really something that we think about a lot here, and so to be able to give back in that manner is just really a huge thing. And because of that, God blesses you even more to do the things that you do. So I know that that's just, absolutely phenomenal. And I'm glad you shared that with us, because, for people, we need to have a bigger thought process of what all goes on in any industry that you're in. And I love that you said you spend a lot of time really delving into your industry to know what's going on, so that you can find out about those things.
Absolutely. And just to not only are we donating shoes across the globe, we also donate to everyone here in Atlanta. Every time that I do a event or a launch, I actually collect new to fairly worn shoes. And every year, annually, we do a Christmas shoe and toy drive. And we actually work with Atlanta Mission here in Atlanta. And they have a subdivision called My Sister's House. With My Sister's House, they actually house women who have escaped domestic violence. So they give them a safe haven, them and their children. So we do, and I do post on my social media when I do that. And if you ever come to my event, we do collect new to fairly worn shoes. Like I said, it's not just about, of course, it's about my shoe line, but it's bigger than that. It's trying to see a problem in our community and in the world, and trying to do the part that I can do within it.
Beautiful. I love that. I love that. And so recently I had the privilege of attending the relaunch of Indigoz shoes. And so, just to see the expression of the people, the models and the people who were involved in the project, and then to see your parents there and all of the pride and joy. I believe it was, I believe Stacy, aren't you? You were previously affiliated with, is it Empowerment 365 or
Yeah,
365?
Stacey J. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
So,
we've
so
known each other me and Stacey met each other in 2013. So
wow.
yeah, so we have a very long a relationship. That's like a sister to me, and yeah, she's beautiful, definitely.
So it's just great though to see the support of people, who've been in your life from all different stages,
Mhm.
and that's really important when you're out here trying to build your business. A lot of times people say your family and friends don't really support you, it's strangers,
Yeah,
but it's good to see that even in you doing what you're doing, you still maintain relationships with people that you've dealt with for years that are
yeah.
still coming to support you as you maneuver through life with
It's a
your.
blessing. It's a woo. I just got chills. I'm sorry. Woo. It's a blessing because that launch I could have made it public, but I really the people who were there were people that I personally invited because we were relaunching and we originally launched the online store in 2020 during COVID.
Mhm.
So I had to do it virtually. So this one that I did recently, it meant a lot to me because I was actually able to relaunch and have my family and friends there and personal people who I invited personally to experience the relaunch with me. The ones that I do later on down the line, some of them will be public, but then also
Mhm.
some of them may be private again,
Mhm.
because this is my baby, and
Mhm.
we do want to have some like exclusiveness to it,
Mhm.
but definitely also open it up to the public as well.
That's
So
so good.
yeah, it was
Okay.
a pleasure to have my family and friends there, and you
Mhm.
definitely my new family member in the
Right.
building.
Yes, I'm
Definitely.
telling you, it's just a beautiful thing. I really love intimate gatherings because it just really gives you an opportunity to embrace all of the hard work that you've put in to really see the fruits of your labor, and it was just a very good feeling. Everybody had just good energy, good vibes, and I could tell everybody just loves you. But I also, even in just working with you the short time that you and I have talked, your spirit is just very generous and very giving, and you also are you have a gratitude driven
Yeah, very
persona. You know what
grateful.
I'm saying? Yes, very grateful. And I think that's so powerful. I've done a this month 30 days of empowerment, and one of the days was about being grateful and how powerful gratitude is. And I think that when you embrace that and you live your life like that, things just manifest for you, and you don't even have to look for it. You don't have to chase after. You don't have to do anything. It just happens for you because that's just how your energy is. So therefore, it comes back and it's attracted to you because of how you are. But your spirit is just so wonderful. Having done all the different things that you've done, like you said, you
And
feed
I'm
you
a big
feed.
crybaby. You see me cry. So I get so full. I get so full because I know everybody has a backstory. Everybody
Mhm.
goes through things in life. And we strive to persevere through it all. And so when I start thinking about things, or at one point in my relaunch, I was presenting different people with gifts who have
Mhm.
been there from the beginning, and it meant a lot to me. And I'm trying not to get emotional again, Lord Jesus. But that's just how good God is.
Mhm.
You have to have him in your process. I don't care what anybody says. You have to have God in your process. You cannot do this alone. And you
Yeah.
have to have friends and family. Sometimes it can get lonely on your journey because not everybody understands what you're doing and where you're going, but it's okay. The people who are meant to be there will be there. So I definitely have a heart of gratitude because the people who have helped me, even you, who has reached out and who is loving on me. I am so grateful because you don't have to do this, I'm like I said, I'm full, and I'm very grateful, and I thank you so much.
And you know what, because just the spirit of that makes people want to, continue to see you shine and blow up and do well. So tell us about, because when we talk about fashion, shoes are, very expressive for women, to display their style. I mean, you can wear anything and put on a bad pair of shoes and it just, elevates your whole outfit,
Yes,
right? So
yes.
how important is the fashion weeks for you to go in, in the New York fashion and going over to Paris and things like that? How important are they really to a designer?
It's almost like, I don't know if anyone is in here that's like in the arts of music, or anyone in a professional athlete. It's like a professional athlete going to the Super Bowl, or a basketball player going to the championships, or a singer winning a Grammy, or a actress winning an Oscar or an
Mhm.
Emmy. That's how it is to be showcasing in New York Fashion Week, Paris Fashion Week,
Mhm.
Milan. And it's because it's the elite of the elite that are attending these events and these shows. And you can end up in Vogue, you can end up in Montclair, you can end up in all these wonderful publications and editorials, and just have your brand exposed to not only in the United States and outside of Atlanta, but in Paris. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So it was,
Mhm.
when I showcased there last year, it was amazing. It was like, Mama, I made it moment. Okay. And I mean, we still have more work to do. Don't get me
Mhm.
wrong. We still have more work to do, but it was amazing. It was like, I looked up and I was like, oh my gosh, God, I'm here. I'm
Mhm.
here, and I thank you. And once again, I am grateful. It was,
Yes.
and I've never been to Paris. Paris, oh my gosh, I tell everyone, even, just to go and visit. Paris is beautiful. It's
Wow.
beautiful. The culture, it's definitely the fashion mecca.
Mm.
That's where everything, kind of pops off, is in Paris. And
Mhm.
you get a stamp of approval. If you get a stamp of approval in Paris, you're well on your way.
Okay. Yes. So when Jay-Z says, if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. But when it comes to fashion, if you can make it in Paris, you got hands down everywhere.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. But I'm so glad that you had an opportunity to stop and just embrace the fact that I'm here. Because a lot of times
And
people are
black,
so,
and being a little brown girl. Okay.
yes,
We
exactly. Let's put it
listen.
all out there because
Yes.
bottom line, how do you feel being a brown girl in the midst of fashion that's not always, I mean, we've got some people that have done some things, but
Yeah.
we're not the majority when
No,
it
we're
comes
not.
to fashion. So how do you feel being in the center of things, trying to put your stamp on things? How do you feel as far as being received in that environment?
Listen, I walk in the room and I feel proud.
Yes.
I feel proud of my skin. I feel proud of who I am. I represent my mother, my grandmother, my sister, my cousins, my niece, and my girlfriends, and just my Black sisters all over the world. And it feels awesome. It feels awesome because we're giving them quality. We're giving them something to talk about. We're letting them know we are here too, and it starts with us.
Mhm.
It starts with us. They come, you know, they come to the hood to get news and to get ideas.
Mhm.
Definitely when it comes to the streetwear fashion.
Mhm.
They look at us and what we do, from our head wraps our little head wraps, to our makeup, to everything that we do. They
Mm-hmm.
look to us to be innovative, and they kind of try to play off of it. But it feels amazing. It feels amazing because I'm bringing something different to the industry.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
And you know what? And it's the glow on your face as you speak of it, you know, that makes you feel proud to even see you, to know that you were able to go into that environment and shine and feel great. And that's really what we want, because like you say, I want people to kind of get the understanding of the fact that we are the ones. And a lot of times people can make you feel like, oh, nobody's listening to your ideas or whatever. But internally, we need to embrace every single thing we've been given by God, because people pay for what comes from us with ease. People
Yes.
are looking for what pops into your mind, and we think it's nothing, but for somebody else it's everything. And so we got to shift our mindsets to understand that what we have, baby, is like gold over in Africa, or diamonds, or it is such a richness that we take for granted,
Granted,
when
yeah.
the world is looking for us, because we're the forerunners of so many things, if not everything, you know. And so when you see that, you know, they can take it and spin it, but at the same time, it's never going to be like the original.
Like us.
It's
Yep.
never going to be like that. You know what I'm saying?
Nope.
For what you see that we just do effortlessly, from the dancing to the creativity to, like you say, even putting a head wrap on and being gorgeous. You know, so I was like, you know, tomorrow's hair day, and I'm just like, but you look gorgeous tonight. You
Thank
know, you don't have
you.
to do anything. If you never got a
I
hair
appreciate
day,
you.
here. You know what I'm saying? Like, skin glowed up and everything, smile beautiful.
Thank
If
you.
she didn't do anything tomorrow but said, girl, I don't even feel like coming, I'm gonna keep doing this, you know, for the rest of the month. And
Right.
it will still be okay, because people will still be like, oh my gosh, she's gorgeous.
Thank
We
you.
don't appreciate ourselves enough on what we bring to the table,
Yeah.
from what we put on the table to the scraps that we slide off, are all worthy of having appreciation for it. Because
Yes.
it's people out here who are looking to get it and
Yeah.
capitalize off of it.
Absolutely. They trying to steal our stuff, but we got to snatch it back and let them know you can't have that. And I want us to also know we do not have to downplay ourselves. And when I say downplay ourselves, we can have the same price point as they do. Just because we are a Black owned business does not mean our prices have to be $1. Our prices can be $100, $200, $300, $400, just like them. The thing is our people in our community have to be willing to spend with us like they spend with them. You know, just because I'm a Black business owner does not mean you should not spend $200 with me, because I'm giving you quality. I'm giving you a shoe that normally, if you bought it from them, you're paying high price, and then you have to go and purchase a Dr. Scholl's insole to put in their shoe. So not only are you paying that $1,000, you're spending extra money to make that shoe comfortable, when all you have to do is spend $300 with me, and you get the shoe and the comfort all in one, without paying that extra, because it's already there. And that's what I need people to we have to start spending with us too.
Yes.
We
And
have to start
it's
spending
the
with us
shift.
too.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's a shift in the mindset. I mean, you know, and you think sometimes in 2022 that we don't have to work that hard, but it's still a fight, you
Yeah.
know, to get people to understand. And again, I think Tanya put on here, know your worth. You have to know your worth. You have to
Yes.
have confidence. You have to go forth and be like, you know, if it means that I don't get but 10 sales, I'm going to
Yeah.
get 10 good quality sales, and I'm not
Yeah.
going to change my pricing just because
No.
the rest of the people don't understand or appreciate, because it will come a point in time where I'm in fashion week out in Paris, and my shoes are the rave, and not everybody wants to get them because they're going to be looking at these indigo bottoms like, oh my God,
Yes.
these are the junk. Because not only can I look good in them, but my feet, I can dance. I can dance. I ain't got to take my
Dance
shoes
in them.
off.
See, you can dance in them all
You can
night.
dance in them.
Okay.
Look good. Look, I ain't got to worry about because I was looking at somebody. I cannot think. I would have to get my daughters to remind me, but it's a young lady, and I'm assuming she's an Instagram model, maybe a rapper or something, or somebody's girlfriend. But anyway, one of the people took a picture of her, and she didn't have her shoes on. And she was livid because, why did you post that? You shouldn't have done that because I didn't have my shoes on. But getting to you and tapping into the shoes you have, they're comfortable enough to be
We
like,
did,
baby, I can be in
I
these
did a
shoes
case
all night
study.
long.
I did it. Listen, I did a case study. I actually sat there and actually went out some nights and observed people. I observed people wearing their shoes inside of the event. Then all of a sudden, them shoes come off, and you're dancing on this nasty floor, or you're walking on the nasty ground outside, or you have to put on flip flops. And what's the purpose of spending your hard-earned money on things you cannot wear for a long period of time? It doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand it. I had someone tell me just recently, oh yes, I have a pair of the high brand shoe. I'm not going to say the brand's name, but I looked on your site and it's just not in my budget. What? Are you serious? My prices are way lower than the person you just told me you have a pair of. Like,
right. Hey,
yeah,
but that, you know what? That's the reality of what we have to deal with, and it is part of education. Like you say, to be able to keep money in our community, for especially when it's quality things, and really just being able to get the word out. So for everybody who's tuning in, make sure that you have people go to Toi's website, which is run across the bottom. So it's indigoshoes.com and go check out what she has available, and then stay on top of it, so that
stay
you
on
can
top,
see
because we are launching bit like piece by piece by piece, and we're just going to continue to add on top of the shoe styles that we have now. Just keep on adding. So if there's something on there that if you don't see something that catches your eye, that's okay. We're going to continue to add. But just continue to watch out for me, and just know we are not just a company that is trying to just sell you some shoes. We are selling you stylish shoes that promotes healthy foot care, because that's really the importance of everything, is making sure you look good in your shoes, but also you're feeling good in your shoes, and they're good for your feet as well.
And that's very important as we're shifting, even in talking about the shoe industry, but also about healthcare, because for our community, we are known for diabetes and different things that affect.
And the first thing they want to do is cut out your feet.
Exactly. So, for that purpose, we should be supporting somebody who really caters to the things that we have to deal with, because even though a lot of, when it comes down to it, it is predominantly an African-American disease that you wrestle with when you talk about diabetes. And so to have someone who has some shoes who can cater to the issues that we have, that's somebody we need to, make sure that we promote and celebrate and get the word out. So, share the broadcast, and then too, it's going to good ground, because y'all see she's a beautiful, humble young lady who is creative and has, a heart and passion for making sure that her product is going to be not just here for a minute, not just be the next little hot thing, but it's going to be here for a long time to come. It's going to become a classic, as other, we're not gonna say the other names, but how other manufacturers are, so we want to make sure that Indigoz gets the recognition it deserves, and Toy is positioned to, be recognized as one of the top in her industry. So
Yeah.
I really appreciate you taking the time to come on to
And I
share,
thank you.
your brand with us, to talk about, just some of the backstory, of how you got to where you are. And Toy, if you would let people know how they can get in contact with you, how they can stay aware of what's going on with Indigoz as well as with you personally, and then what's coming up, what's next for you.
Okay, for me. Okay, so you can follow me on Instagram, and my Instagram handle is at Indigo Shoes underscore. So that's INDIGOZ shoes underscore. And then on Facebook, it's same real simple Indigo Shoes on Facebook as well. Of course, you can support me on my website site at www.indigoshoes.com. The next thing that we have going is we just got added to, I don't know if you guys heard of this, the Curvy Girl Weekend. They're having the Curvy Girl Fashion Show. So I'll start promoting that on both of my social medias. So I'm honored to be a part of that.
Awesome.
Yes, so I will be a part of that. Also, the big Women's Expo that they have here at the Cobb Galleria. I'll be doing that in the fall. I was thinking about doing a fashion week this year, but I might not, because they'll be there. So I might just do it next year. But I will also be doing another big launch around November, December time. That will be to the public. So I will definitely let you all know and put it on my social media. But for right now we have the sale going on the website, the pre-order sale, 20% off. It is for a limited time, so you guys get on there and get your shoes. And so that's what we got going on.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, Toy, I know I see Kelly said she's going to follow. Yes, so we definitely appreciate it. Y'all make sure you tag people and let them know, because it's just great for us to support each other, especially when you see somebody that is really out here trying to make a difference and make an impact. Toy, before you leave, any parting words you want to share with anyone?
Definitely, as I said before, earlier, keep God in your life. When things seem to feel like they're going awry, or you feel like you're alone, or you feel like you're trying to get at your goal and accomplish everything that you're trying to accomplish, and it might not be going the way you want it to go, don't give up. Keep praying. Keep, like I said before, keep God in your life, and just know that eventually it will happen. Just keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. Ignore the outside noise. Don't let anybody rush you or push you or make you feel like you're not where you're supposed to be, because at the end of the day, God has you where you need to be in order to grow, in order to get where you're trying to be. So, yep, that's it.
Hey, and that was the main thing you needed to hear, is to make sure you keep God first. So, Toy, thank you again for coming on and sharing your wisdom, sharing your testimony about your business, and just being a bright light. That's what we look for, amazing individuals who are out here shining, and you are most definitely doing that. So we wish you so much success in all that you're doing, and that God enlarges your territory, and that you can go over and be the one to take over, honey, in Paris, so they know that Toi Cheri is here, baby. Yes.
Thank you. And one last thing, thank you so much for supporting me. Thank you so much for having me on your platform. I am so grateful, and to have another Black woman just love on me and support me, and you're like, Toy, whatever. Thank you. I'm very appreciative.
Absolutely.
Very appreciative. So thank you.
You are welcome. All right, listen, continue to do what you do. We're going to definitely stay in contact, and make sure we follow you and all that you're doing. Everybody, again, make sure y'all go to her website, www.indigozshoes.com. And that's INDIGOZ shoes.com, and check it out. Like she said, they're going to continue to be adding. So if you don't see what you like, stay on top of it, because listen, they are definitely putting in more and more, and just, hey, we want to make sure we support her and that we give her all the love she deserves, because when she out here making a difference, we just need to make sure that we also support as well. So again, Toy, thank you so much. You be blessed. For the audience, thank you all for tuning in to the iShine podcast. I will see you again next Thursday. Y'all be blessed and have a good night. Bye.
Bye.